Hello everybody and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Teresa Glow with Keep in Touch Crafts out of Oak Grove, Minnesota, and it is another Thursday night paper crafting class. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to take a check here. It looks like it should be working okay on Facebook. There we go. It looks good. Hopefully it's looking good for you. Please feel free to leave us a note or leave me a comment here, and then I can tell where you are tuning in from and that you're here, and that if you have any questions, I'll try to keep an eye on that. I'm not the best at it because I get distracted with what I'm doing, but I will always come back and answer those. Or you can always get a hold of me too through my Keep in Touch Crafts Gmail account. I can put that up there for you if you'd like. That is, I believe it's right here. That took me completely off. Wasn't that nice? Oh goodness. There, that's what I meant to do. So it's keepintouchcrafts.com is my website, and you can go there for a lot of my information, other videos, projects, subscribe to my email, my newsletter, all that fun stuff. So thanks for tuning in. We are going to do part 1 tonight of making some note cards that we can use as gifts. For the upcoming holidays, you could use it for. If you have somebody who writes cards and uses them a lot, you can give them gifts that they'll be able to use. They're practical, and they'll appreciate the fact that you made them for them. So that is something to keep in mind, and we have plenty of time right now, so that's why I thought this is a good time to kind of start on some of those projects. You may be tuning into this later on YouTube or Facebook, but just jump in and anytime, so you can make these fun projects. Now tonight I'm gonna show 2 of them, 2 different note card sets that we can make, and tonight I'm really focusing on use what you have, keeping it affordable, and it's going to be no frills. It's going to be something any of us can make. You can make them quickly. You can make them with what you have, more than likely. Or if you do have to purchase anything, it'll be very minimal. I'm really trying to keep that in mind. Something that anyone can make. I have one of the note card sets is using something that we do have in our catalog that is very affordable. And then the second one is I'm going to be using designer series paper, which is pattern paper. And if you are a paper crafter, you probably have a whole bunch of that already. Also, just use whatever sentiments you prefer as well. I'll be showing you different sets that I'm using, but you can use what you have, and that's the point of it, keeping it affordable, giving you good value for your crafting supplies that we want to use over and over again. I also first want to show you a couple of housekeeping items here for Keep in Touch Crafts and Stampin' Up, and then we'll get to work. We'll get to the fun, I should say. It's not work, it's fun. It's productive fun, which is even better. So what I'm going to do is pull up my screen here, and I'm going to show you, hang on here. Going to get rid of some stuff. So they just started a special. Oh, goodness. I didn't mean to get rid of that. So paper pumpkin is one thing that you hear me talk about all the time, but I did want you to know that the 10th is always the cutoff of each month, and so you can go ahead here and take a look. This one is going to be Christmas related cards that this one's going to make here. So if you subscribe by the 10th of October, then it'll come in October for you to be able to have plenty of time to work on. And I'm going to read you what it says. So this kit, they don't always tell us everything that's going to be on it, but this one says that it's going to be cards. You can kind of see from the image there in the center what the theme is going to be kind of like. It has enough to create 9 cards, 3 of each of 3 designs. And then there's 9 envelopes in there as well. And they always give you extras. And there's going to be an exclusive stamp set and a early espresso classic Stampin' Spot, which is an ink pad. all packaged in a special paper pumpkin box. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Feel free to, you can email me or message me and I will get back to you on that. Another thing I wanted to show you was my messy desktop here. Not really, but it shut down what I had ready. So I wanted to show you right now there is a special going on, a starter kit special that they just started, and you can get $155 worth of product out of our catalog, anything that is current, and it's only $99, plus there's no shipping on it, and you would get to be on my team, which is the Kit Crew, and then we are part of a larger group of demonstrators that get together. So we get together and we have team meetings, we learn things from each other, we craft together. It is so much fun, which makes it all the better if you can choose whatever you want in that starter kit, and it's going to come with a lot of extras. If you choose to make it a business, it'll give you those business supplies. You're going to get a free paper pumpkin from the past in there, all kinds of fun. So if you're interested, you want more, you want me to answer questions or whatever, let me know. Let's come back up here then. And so we're going to get started crafting pretty soon, okay? So let's start with the first one, and that one is using, I'll show you, I'll get our catalog here. I thought I had it up here. The search is on already. So in our annual catalog, and if you need a catalog, let me know because I can always send one to you. In the annual catalog is something called Memories and More card sets. And I'm going to be showing you what that looks like here. But Memories and More were kind of originally made for people who like to scrapbook, and it's a box of different size cards, and they have all kinds of patterns, stickers to make it quick and easy if you do like to scrapbook or do those. Sometimes people take now, instead of doing a big scrapbook, they might do where they just make pockets and put them in there. Anyways, that's kind of what it was originally for, but they are so handy for making note card sets and cards of any type. So you get a lot of product in there, and you'll get this whole set. I'll show you one example, or I'll show you two examples actually. One of them is called Texture Chic, and it does coordinate with a whole suite of products we have, but you don't need that. It is just a set of, there's like 50 cards in there, which includes stickers, double-sided paper, so that you can use different sides. Some of them have sentiments, just all kinds of stuff that are coordinated together that you can make a lot of. I like them for note card sets because they all have that same theme, or the same inks, and kind of they all coordinate. So that's one nice thing. One of them is called Texture Chic, like I said. The other one is Today is the Day, and they're called a Memories and More card pack. Let me show you. Okay. Let's find my camera that's going down here. All right, so here is what I'm talking about. Wow, that seems like it's not very bright. Well, I hope you can see it really well. So this is the Texture Chic one. I can try to maybe zoom in. Let me see here. Sorry for my arm in the way. So this is on page 136 of that annual catalog. I'm going to use this Texture Chic Memories and More card pack. $10 for that. And it has a whole bunch of items in there that you can make a lot of cards with. You can also get these basic white assorted Memories and More cards and envelopes for a set, and then you'll have 20 card bases, 10 small and 10 large, that coordinate with those Memories and More sets. So you get those too, and you're going to be able to make tons of projects, lots of note cards with that. Okay, so let's zoom back out again, and I gotta try this here. Okay, maybe that's about right. So that is what we're going to start with. I'm going to pull in what we need. And again, I'm going to try to keep the theme of this, just very doable, and we're not going to make it all fancy and lots of, you know, products, I mean. I am going to make it so this is reproducible easily. Now, next week is going to be the, 13th? Today's, yeah, the 13th of September for my next live. After this, I was going to do part 2. We're going to do some note card sets that are a little more work, maybe a little more detail, a little more products and that kind of things. But I do want you to know that I am going to be at a family gathering that night. I get to see some family that we haven't seen in eons that I'm just so thrilled to be able to see. So I will not be here, but my goal is to have that video put out on YouTube and Facebook by that night, the night of the 13th, the normal time that we gather here at 8 p.m. Central Time. And then I'll have it all ready for you to just watch that so that you can do part 2 if you want to try some other note card sets. So for this first one, I'm using that Texture Chic set that I was telling you about. I keep my Memories and More in like a stamp case. This is hardly any of it left because I've used so much of it. But you can kind of get the idea. You get cards that are this size and this size, so 4x6 and 3x5. Again, these are great for people who are doing scrapbooks because they can easily use these as mats for their photos. They have journaling lines on some of these, that kind of thing, and of course embellishments. These are a gold foil. And this one says, thank you. This is what life is all about. I like you, love, happy, and then leaves. You get several of those, and you get other stickers as well, which you'll see me use those in a bit. But you can see how many things come. And again, this is just a portion. I've used a lot of this kit. You get 50 cards or 50 some cards in it. And some of mine are all cut up and everything, but you can kind of get an idea of the color scheme. They do coordinate, like I said, with the Texture Chic set of suite of products that we have also. Really pretty. I don't know if you can see kind of a, what do they call that? Like a sort of a watercolor. I don't know, but it's very pretty images and layers and textures in all of these. You can use the sentiments that are already printed on there, or you can add your own, and you can just use your imagination and try different things together depending on what you want your theme of your note card set to be. I'm going to make 4 cards tonight, and I will show you an example of what you could make as a holder, but you could easily make a lot more, so depending on how many you want to give as gifts. Okay, so that's what this set looks like. I'm going to show you afterwards that other Memories and More card kit, and I'll show you examples that I made with that set. These are the ink colors I'm going to be using that coordinate with the project that we're making tonight. I am going to use One Happy Family. This is a set that has a lot of just single line sentiments on it, which I really like. That makes it easy just to make a simple card, put your card down, which has the color, the texture, stamp your sentiment, maybe add a couple little more things on there, and you're good to go. So we're going to make 4 cards, like I said, and I'm going to grab my supplies here. Okay, put them in here. First of all, I want to show you one idea I came up with for holding your note cards. You don't have to make a holder for them. I'm going to give you a couple of ideas, but this is one thing that we have in our catalog. These are called embossed treat bags. They're on page 140. You can see they can be used for a lot of things, but I'm going to put 4 cards in there, but many more could fit in there. I think you could do 6 to 8 or however many you want for your set. We'll decorate this as well with a card from that set that has that'll match all the cards that we're going to be putting on the inside. So we'll do that in a bit. All right, next, like I said, we're going to do 4. And I'm gonna get my goodies. So the first one we're gonna make, I've decided to make one of them be a baby card. And I pulled out some paper already from the set that would go. Now I don't have this totally designed yet. I wanted to kind of show you that process as we go through it. So I pulled some things that would coordinate together for the first baby note card. You can decide if you want your project to be vertical or horizontal, and go ahead and give the card a nice crease on the top. Now this card is one of those that came from a set, and this one makes a card that is 3.5 by 5, and so your 3 by 4, and the cards, let's see what these are. The smaller cards are 3 by 4. So you can see that they would work on this smaller one. Bigger cards come as well, and they accommodate the larger size, but you can cut these down to be used on the smaller. And then the envelope for these that comes with it is roughly 5 1/8 by 3 5/8. So those note cards fit in here. We will decorate these because we want no naked envelopes, of course, like we usually say. The first thing I want to kind of show you is that we're going to use these bases, and we're going to keep it simple. I'm telling myself this especially because I am one who puts lots of things on there, but you can see you can make a beautiful card without having to use lots and lots of product. So a couple of things you can do if you would happen to have a Memories and More kit, you could do it this way, or if you have some patterned paper, cut it down to the sizes that you want. A lot of times when I'm making a card, I really like to have a double layer on the front, like so, and it just kind of peeks out on the top and the bottom. You do not have to do that. So just to try to keep at least one of the layers here simple, I'm going to get my adhesive. I'm going to be using Stamp and Seal on this. You can use whatever you have. You could use the liquid glue that we have. Why can I never remember? I call it green glue, as you know. The Tombow liquid adhesive, multi-purpose glue. So let's give this a little adhesive here, and again, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be all gussied up with all kinds of stuff. I'm going to try not to use ribbon, although I do have a little twine in case I want to do that. And I'm not going to use any gemstones or any of that kind of thing, any bling, which is like almost impossible, but I'm going to try my best. All right, so this is a very basic front, and we can put in a few little goodies to jazz it up a bit. So what I decided to do for this baby card was, one of them is going to say congratulations. One will say on the inside, it's going to say sweet little baby, one happy family. And that is part of that one happy family stamp set. So let's see if this will fit on here, if I need a bigger block. I think that works. And then what color do we want to use? I'm thinking probably, I think I'm going to use the soft succulent color. I think we want it to be light enough that, we want it to match, but I don't want it to be too light so that it totally gets lost. Our sentiment doesn't show up. So I wouldn't use really the real light colors probably. So let's go ahead and ink this congratulations up. I am going to test it on the side. I don't know if you can see where I'm testing. Just give it a press, see how it looks. And you can see, is it crooked, straight? Typically, if you go by the edge of the stamp, it should go on straight. But just double check, look at your stamp, make sure that it is pretty straight. And you can do that little test like I just did as well. Okay, so I am going to put this, I'm trying not to get my head in the way. So I wouldn't mind being nice and straight, right? On camera, yay. Okay, that was easy enough. Then on the inside, I want to put this sweet little baby, One Happy Family. So I'm going to stamp that onto one of the banner stickers that come with the kit. And I should have a bigger block. I'm going to grab one. I wonder if that one, it's close, but I better get a bigger one. All right. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my D block for that. This is big too, so I'm not sure where I even have all of them right now. Let's do Sweet Little Baby, One Happy Family. Whoops, I stamped it funny. I think it'll work okay. If it doesn't, I'll just be mad at it, but I'm going to stand up so I can see. Because typically, as I usually tell you about, when you're stamping, you want to look right straight down on it. But when you're filming, you try not to get your head in the way. So let's try to get it centered. I'm not looking straight over it, so it's possible it'll be bad. Not too bad, right? I'll show you. Where is the camera here? Gosh, my light isn't showing it. There we go. Takes me a bit to figure it out. Sweet Little Baby, One Happy Family, and it just easily comes right off the release paper. And so we will go ahead and add that to the inside when we finish that. Now for the outside here, you can just leave it as is. I was thinking one of these little strips, that another sticker that comes with it, just might be something to add a little interest. It could be down here, it could be anywhere, but I am going to need to trim just a little bit of it off. So I am going to kind of take and eyeball that a little bit. Get my scissors and give that a little cut. Can always cut more, so I'm going to try not to do too much. It's just going to be a little bit of interest here towards the bottom, and I'm going to cut just a little more off. Okay, so a very, very simple front of a card. Congratulations. Okay, then on the inside we're going to add some color and some decoration in there. I think I'm going to use this one since I'm going to use a label on it. That'll show up good enough. This would work as well, but you can kind of see it gets a little lost in there. If you want, again, you could add more than one layer on the inside and go kind of like, oh, you could kind of make this one a little bit crooked, just slightly. And then this one could be over it, but I'm going to do that in some others. So for this one, I'll just keep it, you know, a little simple again, a little bit more simple. So I need that adhesive. But, you know, a lot of times when you're in the store, if you're happen to be looking at cards, which I don't ever do, but when you look at them, you see that a lot of them are a little bit more simple. And there's something to be said for when something is you know, less busy, and it's just kind of, it can be like more striking even if it's simple. So sometimes that is a beautiful look as well. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and it already has lines on it, so I can just go ahead and, I don't know if you can see those little lines. They're kind of grid lines. They're good for if you're doing a scrapbook, then you can kind of write, if you're going to be writing or anything. It'll help you to keep it straighter. Your writing can be on the lines then. So I'm just kind of seeing how much room I have. Not pressing it down yet. Okay, I just want to get that up to that line that I'm going by. Okay, there we are. Very simple, quick and easy note card. Very doable. And very cute. All right, one down. Now, before I'm done, I forgot. I gotta do my envelope. I need to do this at the same time. Otherwise, I don't remember to do it. Got a little something stuck on there. You can either you can glue something on the flap, or you can decorate. You can stamp on there if you've used a stamp, that kind of thing. You can also just cut a little strip off and put it on the side like so, as long as it's stuck really well. You'd hate for it to come off, you know, like get ripped off or something. So let's bring in a little trimmer here. If you could also just use your scissors. I'm just going to use a little trimmer that I have just to make a nice little cut. I'm going to go about 1/2 of an inch, and I'm going to cut that little strip, and that's going to be all I'm going to use to decorate my envelope on this project. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way, and we'll adhere this on to our envelope. And then they're coordinated. That just really makes it nice and finished. Okay, nice and straight on there. I had a little bit of adhesive, kind of. I got a little too close to the edge. And then if you do that, just go ahead and grab a little, like a gum eraser kind of thing, and that just kind of picks up any little bit of adhesive that's peeking out. At least it usually does. This is a newer one, and I just don't know if it works that good. It's okay, but let's see a difference here. Here's an old one that looks bad but works well. Okay. All right, so I can mess with this later, get it all cleaned up. I'm going to trim off my ends here. All right, and this note card set, or the first note card for this set, is ready to go. Just kind of a cute little baby card. All right, that's one. The next one I'm going to do is a thank you card. And I am going to bring in some of the similar items for that one. And all right, I need my card. There it is. And these come with the score in the center already, so they're already scored. We just need to give it a good burnish with our bone folder there. Or if you don't have a bone folder, you can use whatever you have, just something hard that'll press it down really nice. All right, so again, this is going to be a thank you card. You can either have it vertically like this, portrait, or landscape, which is more of a horizontal orientation. One of the things in this set is going to be hard to see, but it says thank you, and it's in foil. So that is how all we need to do for our thank you card is to put that on the front. So again, we can decide, and this is another, I have a few leaves that I thought would look nice, and I brought a couple of different cards and sides, so you can see there's a lot of choices with this. I think what I wanted to do was use these two on the outside, and this time I am going to do the little crisscross. I wonder if I want to do it horizontally, or portrait landscape, right? And this has already got the image of the stamps on there. It doesn't really seem to show very much, so I think what I'm going to do is kind of stretch it out a little bit, and I want to cover up that area that I just cut. So I'm going to want this to be a little bit wonky, if you remember. I'm going to kind of go like this, only I want it a little longer. So I'll just try that, and then if it sticks over, you can always trim it. This just adds a little bit more interest to the card, but again, you could do it like our last one and keep it very, very simple, and one layer is just fine. So I am going to kind of go down here. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. And then I will trim it once we get this on here, so you don't even see that. So this is going to be the main front of the card. I'm going to want this thank you on there. And I'm going to just put it in the center. I'm using my grid paper underneath here to kind of line things up to help myself make sure it's nice and straight. And I'm not pressing it down yet. I'm going to get my ruler or any straight edge would work here, and I'm going to verify that I got it fairly straight, and if it's not, I'll just move it a little bit. So I have the paper straight, and I am putting the ruler straight, and you can see it's pretty good. I'm going to lift up this right corner just a titch, and that's good to go. Then I'm going to add a couple embellishments. I'll use 2 of the leaves, put them in the corners like so. Maybe this one. All right, so that's quick and easy, right? And we'll adhere this. Very fast and easy thank you card, covering up that little cut paper area. I don't want that showing. Okay, so it's kind of offset behind it there. And then I want to trim that down so it doesn't show. All right, so there's the outside of it. Inside, I'm not even putting a sentiment on the inside because a lot of times with the thank you card, you want to just write your note to them. So I kind of like to leave the inside of that a little more just ready for your sentiment and your writing in there. You could add one later if you knew what you wanted it for sure. But again, since this is a gift, this is one that I feel is pretty okay to leave that inside without a sentiment. Okay, I'm just going to center this like that roughly. I think that's pretty good. All right. And if you have a stamp of any kind that says handmade by me or whatever, those are really fun to have. We do have a set of those right now. Let's see. Where did I put it? Okay. Right now we have one called Limited Edition, and you've probably seen me use it a lot. I really like the A Paper Hug From Me stamp. Use that a lot. Just For You I've used quite a bit. This one-of-a-kind creation is on this one, handcrafted from the heart, made with love, our Stampin' Up logo, Just For You. This one is limited, just says limited edition and hand stamped. Really nice set of stamps because it, you know, it just kind of like signing your artwork or whatever. You should really put something on the back. I like to keep it pretty subtle. I don't want it to be a big advertisement or anything, but just something on there that shows you made this. And then this doesn't have my name yet, so then I grab a pen and I just do my initials and then the year, so that you can just kind of get the idea that it was handmade. I like the handwritten touch to it as well. You don't have to add that part if you don't want to, but that is just something I wanted to mention in case you're ever making a set and you think about that usually people really do like that. So feel free to add that. And let's get our envelope decorated then. And I was going to bring in another coordinating piece of like cardstock or whatever. And this one has, I could use a little bit of this. I'm just going to maybe cut a little bit of this one off. And you have my trimmer nearby, hopefully again. Yes. Again, I just usually do a 1/2 inch. You can do whatever you want. I really prefer to do the back flap and just completely cover it with a piece of your coordinating cardstock, but sometimes that does use up a lot of your paper. If if you have extra, definitely do that. You can use that for sure. Okay, I'll throw that on there. And I'm going to bend this back so I don't stick it down to the back flap accidentally. And just I'm just leaving a little bit of an edge show. Getting it straight, hopefully anyways. Trim those little ends off. There is our second note card for the set, and this one was a thank you. Okay, next, happy birthday. You have to have a happy birthday card, right? Okay. I am also using some stamps from that same One Happy Family. This one says happy birthday and then celebrating you. Those are the two I'm using from this set for this card. And what do I have in here? Here is a couple of banners and embellishment stickers and our envelope. So our next thing to do then is to design our front. So far I've done one horizontal and one vertical. Not that it matters, you could do all the same, all different, whatever you want, but sometimes I do like 2 horizontal, 2 vertical, that kind of thing. So for this one, it's going to be happy birthday, and I do have a large image here, so I'm going to cut this down, so I better go vertical on this one, vertically. I am going to cut it down to, let's see here, I want to leave plenty of room for that happy birthday sentiment on the bottom. So it's 5. I think I want to cut it down to about, I'd say we'd want to leave about that much. But yet I'm going to cut it down to 4 inches. And the width I want to have about 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 4. So I want to first start by getting some of the excess cutaways because I know it's way too long, and start getting it kind of whittled down a little bit. And I'm cutting off just a little bit on each side. So I know the width I said was, I should have written it down, 3 1/4. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, because it was 3 1/2, so 3 1/4 wide, which is on my trimmer here. This is 3 1/4 on this left edge, but I don't want all of that cut off, so I'm going to just kind of get it right close to the edge of this flower, and then put this side on that 3 1/4. So I just kind of slowly trimmed it down so that I could get it centered where I wanted and that kind of thing. So here is, now I was going to cut it off a little bit more on the bottom of it. I was going to maybe cover up the word love. So maybe what I'll do is change my mind. And I'm going to put the banner that says happy birthday down here. That'll cover up that. Not that I don't love the person, right? But that just wasn't my message for this one. These can also be saved, and I'm going to put one of these on our envelope. And I'll put the rest aside. So let's adhere this to our card base. All right. And I'm just going to center it pretty much. And I'm doing it from a distance, so I'm hoping that I'm looking at it pretty close. All right, so there is our front image. Like, that's super easy, right? And then we're going to put this on there. So let's stamp our images now. I want this front one to say happy birthday. And I'm going to use our darker green this time because that really should work nice with the front of our card, which is we call it evening evergreen. Any of those colors would work though. But I am going to use that darker green. So we'll give that one a shot. I'm going to give it a little test here on the side. and it kind of went uphill. Oh, it's pretty good. Not too bad, actually. But I think my ink is a little bit dried out. I should have probably re-inked that, but we will leave it for now. Okay, happy birthday. That is on our label. I kind of feel like I'm zoomed out a little bit. I don't know for sure if it's too far away, so it's hard to see. I should maybe try it and just kind of see here without too much. I don't want it to be so zoomed in that it's like, yeah, too much. So that one is done. And we're going to do Celebrating You for the inside. And for that inside piece, I'll put that on in a second. Oh, come on, I gotta open it. Shouldn't be hard. I think I want to do a little double in this one. I could just go with this pink one. Let's see how that looks. But since these aren't the flowers, they're not the same image, I don't necessarily want to just have this one only. So I think what I'll do is cut this one down. I'm just going to cut it to a width of 3 1/4. And we'll see how that looks. Yeah, it could be probably trimmed down a little more. Probably 3 would have been good, but if we want to still use this other piece, that might work okay. Just kind of use a little of each. I could really go sideways on that one. Since I'm into that lately, I was telling you that I like to do that, like kind of put them together. And you can always then just put it where you want and then trim down where it hangs over. So I think I might do that. This one is going to go onto this one. Kind of want to have enough of that paper showing all the way around, kind of just peeking out a little bit. And then I'm going to see where I need to trim it. Actually, so you can decide, do you want the back bottom layer centered and the top one crooked, which people do that. I think I just want the top one straight and the bottom crooked, or angled, I should say. And so then I need to trim off right here, and I'm going to trim off a little bit right there. So my trimmer will help me out with that, or you can use your snips too. I should try that and see. Although I'm so used to, I think I have to trim it like that. I'm just so used to always using a trimmer. Ooh. Let's see if I totally messed it up. Might be even better next time to put it actually on the card and then trim it. What an idea that would have been. In fact, that's kind of what I'm going to end up doing. All right, let's adhere this layer, and we will trim it down after it's adhered. And now you can see why, right? Because then once you're putting it on there, it's like, what? I don't know if I wanted it like that. Okay. I want this to go centered based on the top layer. And I think that's pretty good. And that's okay where it ended up. I just want to trim a little bit more off of this layer, just so that it's right even with the base there. Okay, so we will have our happy birthday. It's going to go on the front over the love part. I think what I'm going to do is trim off a little bit of this. Trim off this banner end here. and put it next to the edge, like so. Just because. All right, there's our happy birthday front. And I mean, there's no work to it, but look at it, it's so pretty, isn't it? Then on the inside, let's go ahead and put our celebrating you. That's what I want to go on the inside. I'm going to attempt to do what I always say not to do. I like to stamp something first and then adhere it to the inside or onto the card, but okay, we'll see what happens, right? Okay, I think that worked. Yay. And if it happens where it doesn't, then you just put and stamp your image on a piece like, or your sentiment on here, trim it down, and then you would just adhere it on there. So you can cover it up if you have to. All right, there we are. Now I'm going to put a little bit of, there's these little stickers in there, and those coordinate along with what we have. And so I am going to put those on the inside. We have flowers and leaves, it looks like. So let's use one of these. It just kind of makes there a little more interest going on. And there are those shells, so that can kind of coordinate those all together like that. Okay. Happy birthday. Then we are going to decorate our envelope, if I haven't gotten rid of the paper that I was going to put on there. Here it is. So this will work just fine. It's a little bit wide, so I am going to trim it. I was using, what, 1/2 inch. This is a little bit wider than that. Hope you can see this okay. Okay. That little desktop trimmer is so handy. Okay, I'm going to add some adhesive. I could do either side on this one, really. That's what's nice, is everything coordinates together. So another nice thing is, for Stampin' Up! Then this is its own set of products, but we know that they're always going to match what we have, because that is what they do, is they are so good about coordinating ink colors. So you don't, it takes that guesswork out of, does this match, does it not match? I know, like, this dark green in here is going to be a green I have, and it's going to be exactly a perfect match. Alrighty, I gotta close this guy and get it out of the way so I don't make a mess. And we only have one more left in this note card set. And that is going to be this one is kind of a, like, thinking of you, you're on my mind type of a card, where you're just kind of saying hi, like sending a note, right? And I decided to use sending good vibes, like you wanted to tell somebody, I'm here to support you, I'm thinking about you, or whatever. I kind of liked that, and it was already ready to go. And I was thinking about having that on the front. I could even trim it down and go have it this way with another layer behind. Ooh, those are cool. And I like all of these are just cool. I like it. It makes it very easy to coordinate things together. I'm going to be having another vertical. I should really try a horizontal this time. What I'm going to do is, I wonder if I could split it up and go sending good vibes. I don't think that'll look good though. Okay, I'm going to trim this down so that it will fit on the front. And I want to kind of have it centered up and down here. So I'm going to mark on there a little bit with a pencil so I know where to give it a trim. Right here. I always just think I want to make sure I cut off the pencil mark that I make. And we're going to cut this quick. Okay. And of course I'll probably trim that a little more, but I do want a layer then behind this. And here is one that I think using that kind of an offset look would look really good. And you could maybe, no, I don't want to do that. I like having the sentiment straight. I am going to put this on crooked then. Cool, I like that one too. Okay. So many uses. You could just have so many different cards you make with this set. Very versatile. I'm going to maybe, doesn't matter, I guess. I don't like it that this guy is sideways, so I might have to cover that up. Okay, that's pretty good. And this, I think I could leave it totally to the edges, but I'm just going to trim a little more off, I think. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And if I have to trim a little more, that's okay. I think that'll be good. So I will adhere that down next. All right, so then we'll put this here in the middle. Just kind of a good way to let somebody know that you're thinking of them. And then on the inside, I was going to put You're on My Mind. This sticker is already printed, You're on My Mind, so I thought that would be a nice sentiment for the inside. And I'll just put another sideways one on the inside then, huh? And it does carry through that that nice gold color that is in the background here. That's kind of what the grid lines have. So that'll work then on the inside here. So at least you can kind of get the idea of how you can go ahead and design the cards based on what you want the topic or whatever to be, that it has so many versatile uses that you could have with this set. And I would hope that you would kind of be confident now watching this that you could do it and you can make it yours. You could highlight whatever it is you would like to put in your note card set. This says Here for You. This says You're on My Mind. So we could do both. Kind of a little support type in there, a little bit of support messaging sentiments. We could put one in each corner, but then it'd be nice to have a focal point. So maybe one or the other would be better. Let's put, actually, I'm going to use this banner right here too, and then that'll kind of give it a place. We'll anchor. I'm hedging. I'm not quite sure how I want to do it. Okay, what I'm going to do is layer. Sometimes just layers add interest and kind of gives you a place to put things, right? So I'm going to put this one. You do want to leave room for somebody writing. I'm going to put that one there, and I'm going to put this one I could do it here, could do it here, do it here. Okay, so this is sort of a weird conglomeration. You're on my mind, here for you. Then you'd have a little bit of room. You could always do a lot of writing up here too if it's a note card you're wanting to write a lot in, or there's not a lot of room too if you want to just write a little. And sometimes that's easier. Let's put a couple of embellishments on. I think the front could use a little bit. And we'll go here. I really love these leaves. They're just so pretty. They add a lot. They're gold foil, and that makes it even a little bit more stepped up, or, you know, nice looking. And I could kind of do this a double whammy. Okay, why? I have no idea. Just because. And they'll just think you know what you're doing, right? Because you're a card maker now. All right, let's find a strip to put on. Ooh, I'll use this one. Ready to roll. And you can, like, this would have been cute. Just put that on. Can you see what I'm saying? You know, you can just add things here and there, and it's just kind of play and see what you come up with. Now this is, I'm trying to determine, I think the length is close. And you're going to have probably a return address label on that portion. Okay, there we are. Let's decorate the bag. Gosh, it's already an hour. I have to hurry. I'm not good at being fast. Sorry, guys. So to make this one coordinate with our, it'll coordinate really well with our cards that we just made, which is kind of what you want to do. This would be nice on there. This could be trimmed down, and that would look very nice on there as well, depending on what you like better, I guess. I think I'll use this one since it repeats what we already have on the inside, and I'll leave the love on there this time. So I am going to cut it down right about there. So bring in our handy dandy pencil so we know where to trim. Alrighty. Sorry for all the shadow in there. This is really, you can't go wrong really with this. It's just kind of decorates itself. You don't have to do a whole lot to it. Just get it to fit. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Get the right size. This will be plenty. Trim down plentifully. Plentifully? Plenty of trimming done. Okay. I feel like I want another layer somehow. I'll tell you, I'm gonna cut this in half. I'm just like doing this on a whim, so don't mind me. It is approximately 4 inches, so I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. And then I'm going to use each corner is all. How much room do I have on the sides? Not a lot, so let's put, have it so that just a smidgen, about, what would you say that is, 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch showing on that upper corner. And if you want, you can always just get it into place and tape it on the back. Or you can use adhesive like we have been doing. I just want a nice square corner showing over here as well. I have the coolest tape, Scotch tape dispenser. I love this. This clamps right onto my desk, so it's just sitting there all the time, clamped onto my desk, and it can move depending on where you move it to, and it's just quick and easy. So that is like a handy find that I found on, gosh, I think it was it Amazon maybe? Love it. Very handy. I go through a lot of tape for things like this, and I'd rather just use Scotch tape on that if I can. So that adds just a little bit more interest to our front. And before I adhere it though, I'm gonna see if I can spot my white twine, my baker's twine. I'm gonna break out a little bit of bling, which, you know, I've been trying not to do, but we have all kinds of twine, different colors, and you can use whatever you prefer. And I'm going to just break out the white since it goes along with the set and it goes along with the bag that we're decorating here. I'm just going to tie a little bow around it. Maybe even wrap around twice maybe. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's grab another piece of tape and I'm going to tape it right here. All right, then I am going to just wrap it around a couple of times like that, so you can see how it's got kind of that spread out. Sorry, I was getting off camera. It's kind of spread out a little bit. I hope I haven't been off camera. If so, I'm sorry. I was getting into it too much, not paying attention. All right, there we go. And then what you can do is add a bow right here. So you can either go ahead and just tie the bow like there, or I'm gonna make a double bow. I'm gonna cut off a length and have it probably about, I'll cut it and see. And I'll measure that. So I have a handy dandy ruler on the bottom of my paper. It's roughly 16 inches. And so what I'm going to do is double it, and then I'm going to just make a little bow that will attach on. It's kind of a faux bow because I'm not really tying it around anything other than just making a bow. So I should slow down and show you what I'm doing. You can also just leave it like this or make a knot if you prefer. I know bows are it takes a while to kind of get a hang of them. I make 2 bunny ears like so. And then I cross the left over the right. Then I push these right through this hole and pull it out the other side. Now I probably, I don't know if I can reach my ends. They're kind of tucked in there. Pulled it out just a little too far. Let's try it again, shall we? And I left a little knot in there, unfortunately. Hopefully it won't show. Bunny ear, cross it over. Where is my camera? There we go. Cross it over. Then see this little hole that you're making from the crossover? You're just pushing that up through that little hole. And pull it tight, there we go, and then you fuss a little bit, like pull this and pull this, both of them actually, so that, yeah, there we go, and get it kind of even, and just get it all neat and tidy. I had one of them kind of slip down a little more than the other. I'll pull that back out a little bit, because I want it to be a double. Okay, double meaning double loops on it. And we'll trim this. Okay, and then this I'll just adhere onto the front here. And I'm going to do that with a glue dot. I like the glue dots the best for ribbon and bows. There's a glue dot right here, and I'm just taking my bow, putting it on the knot portion right on the adhesive, and then pulling that off with the adhesive on the bow. I kind of got a little messy with that one. Should be okay. I'm just putting it right up here. Whoops, upside down apparently. I don't know that I put my glue dot in the right place. Yeah, it's not really. I'm going to try again. Okay, pressed it down really well, and then I'm going to take my tool, my handy dandy take your pick tool, and it is very nice for lifting up things with the glue dot attached to it. I want to get that a little bit tidier. Yeah. My other glue dot's wreaking havoc. All right, there we are. We will adhere this little masterpiece onto the front. Okay, now you don't have to obviously get one of these bags and have to use this. You can make your own belly band, what they call like wrapping it around it just to secure them together. You could just use a little gift bag. There's a lot of different ways you could package this up, but we had these in our catalog and I just kind of wanted to give you a quick and easy method if you're not wanting to, you know, spend a lot of time making anything or decorating too much. And I'm just making sure all of these are with their corresponding envelopes. And again, I think you'd be able to fit quite a few more in here. I just have the 4. I don't know why I like 4 as a kind of a number for note card sets, but 6 would be nice, and you could do any number of them because when I put this in, you're going to see lots of room left. Right? There's plenty of room. These are gusseted. You could put a little more decoration with twine if you want, but I think this is cute just the way it is like that. Okay, wow, that took longer than I wanted. Gosh, what do you think? Should we keep going? Oh, it's getting so long. I feel bad. I hope you guys aren't just bored out of your mind. So let's, I was going to show you, here's another set of Memories and More that we have. This one is, what is this other one? This is the other one that was on that same page in our catalog. And this one kind of has more of a photography, calendar, dates. Oh, here it is. It's called Today is the Day, Memories and More card pack. This would be great for if you're keeping a journal of something, or you want to, maybe you want to chronicle your trip or something. And it also kind of has a lot of positive vibes, that kind of thing in it. So this is that other set. You can see it's quite a bit different as far as the color scheme goes. There's a lot of, you could make your own planner with these, and your own like little journal. I think that's kind of what it was for originally. You can do any number of things with it. Do more of what makes you happy. So there's little affirmations, places to journal, things that you're working on, places to, here's the it says the story. So it's a place to write down and journal. So one side is more of kind of a planner area. You could put the days of the week, you could, whatever you happen to be writing down. Very versatile. Today, tomorrow, so kind of that to-do list, adventure seeker. Here is some make it happen. So a lot of it are like goal oriented, so you could make a kind of a goal journal. Success comes from what you do consistently. So I'm not going to take the time to go through everything, but you can kind of see very beautiful, kind of that hand-drawn look. Really pretty set. Calendars like crazy in there. To-do lists. And that's just that. I think this is very cute. Life is short and it's up to you to make it sweet. So a lot of affirmations and uplifting little quotes and stuff. So you could make your own little journal, or for someone else too. That would be really cool. Especially around July 1st or January 1st, when we start thinking about, you know, the new year and our goals and everything. We start kind of looking ahead. That would be a nice gift, or even for yourself. You could make it for yourself to have on hand. So this set I made cards with. I decorate it like that. I have the 4 note cards I made using this kit. This one is Happy Birthday, Celebrating You, which was the same as what I did in the last one. I did do some scoring, which I can show you on another set too sometime. I scored on the flap of this. I don't know if it's showing. Yeah, there we go. Kind of. Just to add interest. This one just says, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And did I forget? Oh, I only decorated the flap here with that. I might add some designer series paper on that one. And then this one says the best way to get through things is together. And then I'm here for you on the inside. And again, I did that offset thing. This is just a sticker that came with it. Kind of a supportive friend type of a card. And then a thank you. And forever grateful. Gratitude is on the side. And that was very quick and easy set to make. And it would go together in this. And again, I would suggest to stamp on the back of your cards. Okay, guys, I made a decision. I'm going to wait, and I'm going to show you the next note card set next week. I feel like this was enough to digest. After an hour, I don't need, or an hour and 15 minutes. I don't need to keep you longer. So I apologize if I messed up your plans, but I do have another set that I am going to be, or another, what am I doing? Another note card set that I'm going to be doing next week then that I already have ready. So that's nice. That one is going to be focusing more on designer series paper. So get a paper pack and probably sentiments. And so I could show you the supplies for it in case you want to do it with me, okay? Well, with me, but I'll already have it already recorded, but you'll still be able to stop and rewind and go back or whatever if you need to. So for next week, if you want to go ahead and make the note card set with me, I'll show you what you need. So have a pack of patterned paper, whatever you have, something that you would want to make. Where am I going here? Something you would want to make a set out of. I feel like this isn't working right. I don't know. There we go. So I have it back down again, but like this is a set that I'm going to use for next week, and it is called Lovely in Linen, and it's a current 12 by 12 sheet or set. And this one I decided to make just regular cards, note card size or regular card size, which is what these note card, or this envelope would fit that. And to cut those, just need 2 sheets of coordinating cardstock to make your card bases. So I am going to use, well, actually get 3, okay? Get 3 sheets of white cardstock if that coordinates with your paper, which if it doesn't, then get some other light color that would coordinate with your paper. So have 3 sheets of it, and then pick 4 different colors that go along with it that you're going to use as kind of a background mat. These mats are going to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, so they are going to go onto our card base. I have, these are the 4 colors that I chose that coordinate with this paper set. So we're going to have a card be each color. And that will work. Have a set of, what do I have? So I am going to be using the Go-To Greetings, which is very versatile and perfect for this kind of thing because it has your basics. It has happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, and thank you. And it has them all in 3 different fonts and sizes. So it has this bolder written one there, then kind of a handwritten type here, and then more of a fancier flourishy type on there. So there's 3 different fonts, and that is what I'm going to use for our card set. So we'll make 1 of each of those kinds of cards. All right, so next week, if you want to craft along with me, go ahead and bring those goodies. I got to get my camera to work here. There we are. So yeah, have that ready, and then you can make it along with me if you want. We're not going to use anything special for packaging other than the actual paper that you're going to be using for your project anyways, okay? Okay, that's it. I kept you too long. So sorry. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. I'm happy to answer any of those. I'll let you go. Have a great night.